Choo Choo Charles was perhaps the surprise hit of 2023 on Steam, and now it arrives on the Switch. Now, didn't expect to see it on the console, so it was definitely a nice surprise. But how does it perform? What is it all about? And is it worth your cash? That is what I'm here to find out today. My name's Alex, this is SwitchCorner, and if you enjoyed the video, subscribe, it helps out the channel a huge amount. So for those that may not be aware, this game comes from a single developer, and it is largely here because it went viral after they shared some information. Killer Thomas the Tank Engine was the general vibe, and it's really easy to see why the internet latched on. Now, what they may not have expected, however, was publications like Time magazine featuring it in their most anticipated games of the year. So the story of Choo Choo Charles is simple enough. You control a monster hunter and you are summoned to an island by a man named Eugene. Why is this? To deal with the title of Charles, a spider train who has a habit of eating and attacking the humans that inhabit the island around him. Now with progression, we'll meet a cult that appears to protect Charles, and we'll also encounter friendly NPCs that want to aid you in your mission, and that mission, it is to collect up 3 eggs that could stop Charles in his tracks. This is B-movie stuff, that is throughout the whole experience, and honestly, I had fun with it. It's absolutely ridiculous. If you even think about it for a moment, you're going to find plot holes all over the place, but it is entertaining. I played it on stream to the final mission. I'll link that down below for you all, but I had a smile on my face throughout. Gameplay is an open world exploration experience where you must traverse this location, meet the locals, and complete missions. Now some are side quests, others are required, and it's all handily recorded by an in-game map. The main aim, as I said, is to collect the aforementioned eggs, but along the journey you'll be collecting up a scrap. Now it can be found in the world or given as a reward for side missions completed, and it will be absolutely essential. Now why is that? Because it's a currency to upgrade the train you're going to be using to travel around. This is something I really enjoyed about the game. It's a fun, simple upgrade system where you can impact weapon, power, armor, and speed. All of these are essential as you build up to that final confrontation. You'll also need to repair the train after interactions with Charles, also using scrap, and then your character's health regens, but the train does not. The train is simple to operate. We can accelerate, stop, reverse, and also run to the back to control a turret. As you do progress, then you'll get the opportunity to add further firepower, so think a flamethrower and rocket launcher, and these will be awarded by completing specific missions. You can even repaint the train for those that do like a dash of cosmetics alongside their gameplay. You'll also find yourself on foot quite a bit here as well, exploring the world, because missions often take you into the wilderness, even things like mines, and you will need to switch track direction with specific levers occasionally. All of this, honestly, it's good fun. Running the train is surprisingly satisfying, and playing the upgrades is simple but rewarding to see kind of a quick progression. And the experimentation with weapons, I had fun even if the aiming feels a little stiff and the lack of gyro controls is noticeable. I'd love to see that in a future patch. Here, however, is where the game starts to stumble for me personally, and it is a few areas. Some are minor annoyances, such as the map. You can place a cursor, but once you place one, you can never remove it, so you need to keep repositioning it. I'd love to see the option to remove it in a future patch, but other issues are a little more serious, and that's predominantly going to be focused on the core missions of collecting these eggs. Basically, these require you to infiltrate locations that are protected by a cult that is friendly towards Charles. You must sneak in, grab the egg, and escape. The lack of guns or even melee weapons on foot here is instantly noticeable, and the controls just don't have the flexibility to make these moments enjoyable. You can walk, you can sprint, you can lean left and right, but you cannot duck, which feels like a weird omission. After trying the first one a couple of times and getting spotted instantly, I decided to sprint through all of them, and your health meter is so strong here, I rarely had any issues. I'd also say simply not enough Charles. He appeared maybe 4 times before the final confrontation, but I wanted more. I wanted to feel more on edge. Someone did mention in chat when we live streamed the game, there's a nightmare mode on Steam, which I imagine sees Charles appear more, but from what I'm seeing here, that is not on console yet, because I did beat the game, I rolled the credits, I checked the main menu, and there is no option for it. Hopefully that's something we will see in the future. Finally, there's a big difficulty spike in that final boss, so it's not really a complaint, but I'd consider the side quests here as more required gameplay than optional, as the game likes to describe them. Finally, for gameplay, it's short. It's $19.99 USD or your regional equivalent, and realistically, it took me around 2.5 hours, and that was me tackling all but one of the game's side quests. There are talks of expansion content coming out, and I'd love to see that, because right now I'd say it's a fun B-movie experience, but it's real easy to spot all of the potential here. You know, you could have more Charles, extra missions, survival options potentially, and perhaps most importantly for me then, some weapons to use when you are on foot. The stealth simply doesn't work, and when they spot you, they're not particularly smart, they just run directly towards you, so perhaps work on that AI just a little bit. This all said though, for gameplay, problems and all, again, I had a massive smile on my face throughout. It is a ridiculous game that started as a meme, and, well, yeah, basically now it's here, not only on Steam, but consoles as well. Visually, I was actually impressed. It's transitioned nicely to the Switch. Sure, you're going to notice pop-in, the resolution drop, of course, is noticeable, but I think the core vibe here is intact. Now, I will say characters are extremely pixelated at times, and we still have no facial animations for dialogue, but that's really the same on all platforms, and this is kind of a game that's in that lucky spot where it's influenced by B-movie, so somehow, or at least for me, it kind of added to the charm. Charles is particularly menacing then throughout as well, and when he attacks, really is impressive, even if he can clip in the environment at times. Through all of this as well then, performance is mostly solid. The only time I had noticeable frame rate drops and stutters, it was actually that final battle. I still got through it though, and I wouldn't say it harmed the experience too much. Audio finally, and I wish the game had more music. It largely relies on environmental effects, and it can be a little thin at times. The music, when it's there, is good stuff, which is perhaps why I wished it was more consistent. But it also ruins a few of the scares as well, because when music starts, you know there's a good chance something bad is about to happen. Perhaps most impressively then, this game is fully voice acted, and I don't know how to describe it. I'm not sure good would be the right word. Rather, it has fun with what is a minimal script. And yeah, there's just some truly ridiculous characters you can't help but like. Think a pickle lady who wants you to get her pickles back. Gonna leave it there, no spoilers, but it definitely has fun. Overall, Choo Choo Charles released on Steam and critics weren't too kind to it, but the audience loved it. And I think this is a game when, sure, like if you hold it up next to most games, it's really easy to see the problems. But sometimes it's about taking a game for what it wants to be. And in this case, this is a B-movie horror experience that's light on scares, but packed with ridiculous ideas that personally charmed me. It is a game where you grab a couple of beers and you bang it out in a couple of hours. You know, that's not going to be for everyone. But genre fans, I think you're going to enjoy it. And I know I did. I just want to see it now take some big steps forward, more content, introduce nightmare mode that's on other platforms, and then potentially look into expanding on those stealth elements that do let down the experience. For me, it's an above average 6 out of 10. It's a game that's not taking itself seriously, so you shouldn't either, but just know you're going to find plenty of flaws on its tracks, and it will be over before you know it. So will you be checking out Choo Choo Charles? Let us know in the comments. Played it already maybe? What did you think? I'd love to get those opinions. With that, hit subscribe, join us here for reviews, deals, news and lists daily, and I'll see you all on the next video. Thanks everyone.